Oh, hell no. Who let this one in? Patricia Whitmore's voice cut across the Meadowbrook terrace. Her eyes locked on the black woman in jeans and a blazer, sitting alone near the window. Babe, look. Another charity case trying to eat with the members. Her laugh was sharp, vicious. What's next? Food stamps at the buffet? Brandon didn't hesitate. He grabbed a chocolate croissant and hurled it like a fastball. It exploded against the woman's head, chocolate splattering through her hair. Patricia clapped, delighted. Yes, Brandon, that's what happens when trash doesn't know its place. The woman sat frozen, chocolate dripping down her neck. She didn't turn. David Whitmore rose, pointing. You're out now, before I have you arrested for trespassing. I was invited, she whispered. Like hell you were. Have you ever seen entitlement destroy everything with one cruel laugh? Meadowbrook Country Club sprawled across 47 acres of perfect Connecticut lawn, green enough to need 3 groundskeepers and a 6-figure irrigation system. Old oaks framed the entrance. Bentleys and Maseratis filled the valleyed circle. Saturday, 11:37 a.m. The spring benefactors' brunch was underway. Crystal chandeliers hung from vaulted ceilings. Oil paintings of the all-white, long-dead founders lined the walls. Fresh lilies perfumed the air. Violins played softly. Membership cost $50,000 a year. The waiting list stretched 7 years. Money wasn't enough, you had to fit. The committee had rejected 19 applications in 2 years. 15 of them were people of color. Servers in white gloves glided like shadows, mostly black or Latino, eyes lowered. Learned well the rules of this elite Connecticut enclave. Deals were made, marriages arranged, children placed in the right schools, firms, families. Jordan Ellis arrived at 11:15, 43, PhD in aerospace engineering from MIT, CEO of Ellis Industries, which manufactured defense technology with $600 million in quarterly revenue and 12,000 employees across 8 states. Forbes had profiled her 3 months ago. From garage startup to defense giant, how Dr. Jordan Ellis built a billion-dollar empire. Today she wore dark jeans, a navy blazer from Nordstrom Rack, simple gold studs, natural hair pulled back, no designer bag, no flashy jewelry. She had dressed down deliberately. Robert Henderson, the club president, had invited her. Ellis Industries would sponsor a STEM program, $5 million over 3 years. And the club wanted publicity. Jordan's condition, she wanted to see the culture firsthand, not as CEO, not as donor, just as a guest nobody recognized. She wanted to observe how members treated those they assumed didn't belong. So she sat in the corner, head down, looking like an assistant who wandered in by mistake, phone recording app ready. Every insult, every microaggression, every reveal of character documented. She was reviewing quarterly reports when the strike came. Chocolate dripped from her hair. Documents ruined. Patricia Whitmore still laughed. The Whitmores sat 3 tables over. Terrace center, best view of the golf course. Patricia, 45, blonde highlights. Too much Botox, Instagram, luxury lifestyle influencer, 47,000 followers. She posted Range Rovers, Hermes bags, Hampton weekends, captions brimming with blessed and grateful and living my best life. She ran the Ladies' Auxiliary Committee, controlled the social calendar, decided who belonged. 2 years ago, she had blocked 3 families of color from membership with words like culture fit, traditional values, and preserving community character. David Whitmore, 52, third-generation wealth, ran Whitmore Properties, founded by his grandfather in 1958, now managing $890 million in asset shopping centers, office parks, luxury apartments. He excelled at inheriting, but little else. His company was bidding on Ellis Industries' $1.5 billion headquarters, 15 buildings, 3,000 employees. Final decision, Monday morning, 48 hours away. He had no idea his son had just assaulted Dr. Jordan Ellis. Patricia didn't know either. Brandon Whitmore, 12, only child, expelled from 2 private schools for bullying, admitted to a 3rd only after his parents donated a new library wing. He had never heard the word no. Consequences disappeared under checks and connections. He mirrored everything they taught him. The contempt, the entitlement, the belief that some people simply mattered less. Jordan sat perfectly still. Chocolate pulled on her white collar. She reached for her napkin with controlled movements. Her breathing was measured, but her hands shook. Thomas, the club manager, stood near the kitchen doors. He was 53, black, 30 years at Meadowbrook. He had seen everything, heard everything, said nothing. He had bills to pay, grandchildren to help through college. He watched Jordan dab chocolate from her hair. His jaw clenched, his fist tightened at his sides, but he stayed where he was. An elderly woman at table 7 started to stand. Margaret, 72. Her husband grabbed her wrist, pulled her back down, shook his head. She sat. Everyone sat. Everyone watched. Nobody helped. Jordan placed her napkin on the table. Chocolate stained the white linen. She took a slow breath and began gathering her papers. Water had spilled across the documents. Ink bled through quarterly projections, strategic plans, confidential reports. Her hands moved carefully, deliberately, like she was defusing a bomb. Patricia's voice cut through the terrace again. Thomas. She snapped her fingers at the manager. Thomas, get over here. Thomas approached their table. His expression was neutral, professional, years of practice. Yes, Mrs. Whitmore, that woman. Patricia pointed at Jordan without looking at her. I don't recall seeing her on the guest list. Did you check her invitation? Thomas hesitated. Mr. Henderson invited her personally, ma'am. Patricia's eyes narrowed. Robert Henderson invited her? She laughed. I find that very hard to believe. He knows our standards. Jordan kept her head down. She stacked wet papers carefully. One page, then another. Her jaw was tight. Ma'am, I assure you, Thomas started. Don't assure me of anything. Patricia stood abruptly. Her chair scraped against marble. The sound echoed. I'm going to handle this myself. She crossed the terrace in 5 sharp clicks of Louis Vuitton heels. David followed, phone still in hand. Brandon trailed behind them, grinning. Other diners turned to watch. Some pulled out phones. The violinist in the corner missed a note. Patricia stopped directly behind Jordan's chair, close enough that her perfume was overwhelming. Chanel number 5. Too much of it. Excuse me, her voice was ice. This is a members-only event. I'm the president of the Ladies' Auxiliary Committee, and I don't recognize you. Jordan continued stacking papers. She didn't turn around. I'm talking to you. Patricia's voice rose. It's basic manners to look at someone when they're speaking. Jordan finally turned. Chocolate still streaked her hair. Her eyes were calm. Unnervingly calm. I was invited by Mr. Henderson, she said quietly. I have every right to be here. Patricia's laugh was sharp. Robert Henderson wouldn't invite someone dressed like that to a benefactor's event. Let's be real. She gestured at Jordan's outfit with a manicured hand. Jeans to Meadowbrook. What are you the help? David stepped closer. He sized Jordan up like livestock at auction. Look, miss, nobody wants a scene. Why don't you just leave quietly? I have an invitation, Jordan repeated. From who? Patricia crossed her arms. Show me. It was verbal. Mr. Henderson called me personally. Patricia smirked. How convenient. No paper trail. She turned to the watching crowd. Anyone can claim they were invited, right? A few people nodded. Some looked uncomfortable, but said nothing. David pulled out his phone. I'm calling Robert right now. We'll get this cleared up. He dialed, waited. The call went to voicemail. Damn it, he's on the golf course. Of course he is. Patricia's smile was vicious.